Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I would like to present an introduction of application of Ar-Rahnu in Malaysia. Firstly, Ar-Rahnu comes from the Arabic word ran, which means pledge, collateral or security. In Islamic terminology, Ar-Rahnu refers to a contract where the pledger, known as Rahin, has over a valuable assets called Marhun as collateral to the pledgee or Murtahin in order to secure a debt or financial obligation. According to a majority of Islamic scholars, Jumhur Ulama, this concept of Islamic bonding is permissible. It is allowed whether a person is living permanently in a place, then temporarily or even travelling. The permissibility of Ar-Rahnu is also supported by clear evidence from both Quran and Hadith, which emphasize fairness, transparency, and protection of both parties in financial dealings. In practice, Ar-Rahnu is an Islamic pawnbroking system that operates fully based on Sharia principle. This means it avoids prohibited elements such as riba, interest, gharar, uncertainty, and massive gambling. Instead, it provides a safe and ethical financing alternative, especially for individuals who need quick access to cash. Typically, customer will pledge valuable items such as gold, silver, or jewelry as collateral in exchange for short-term financing. If the borrower fails to repay the financing within the agreed period, the collateral may be auctioned, and the outstanding amount will be deducted from the proceeds, and any surplus will be returned to the original owner, ensuring fairness, transparency throughout the process.
So now, I will explain the issue of low public awareness about Ar-Rahnu. First, many people still don't really understand what Ar-Rahnu is. Because of that, they prefer to use conventional pawn shops, even though those shops are not Sharia compliant. The public also doesn't know that Ar-Rahnu actually offers a high financing amount, up to 90% of the item's value. This is very good benefit, but not many people are aware of it. So, the awareness level remains low. To solve this issue, several alternatives have been introduced. Number 1, Ar-Rahnu is now available on digital platforms and mobile apps, making the service easier and faster. Number 2, Ar-Rahnu offers lower cost and more flexible terms, because the fee is charged based on storage and interest. Number 3, Ar-Rahnu has more types of collateral, not only gold but also gemstones and luxury watches. And finally, these improvements match the needs of Malaysia after the pandemic, especially for people who need fast and safe financial help. So, in conclusion, public awareness is still low, but these new alternatives help Ar-Rahnu become more modern and more accessible for everyone.
The second problem is Sharia compliance. Ar-Rahnu was introduced as a Sharia compliant financing solution designed to help people access quick funds without involving riba or unfair exploitation. The main idea is to provide an ethical alternative to conventional pawn shop, where high interest and unfair practice often burden the borrowers. However, in real practice, there are several concerns that affect its Sharia integrity. First, loan approval is strictly tied to gold collateral. This is normal in pawn system, but it can become a problem when the condition allow the lender to get indirectly benefits. This may unintentionally create a situation similar to riba, which is prohibited under Islamic principle. Second, some Ar-Rahnu product miss multiple contract. For example, a loan combined with a sale or rental condition. This kind of contract missing is not allowed in Sharia because it can create an unfair advantage for the lender and compromise the fairness of the transaction. Third, storage fees or ujrah are sometimes calculated based on loan amount instead the actual cost of storing the good. When fees are calculated this way, they start to resemble conventionally interest charge, which goes again to the proper Sharia compliance system. Because of this issue, certain operation of Ar-Rahnu can end up resembling conventional pawn shop, raising question about whether they truly follow Islamic principle or not. Overall, this show needs the stronger Sharia monitoring, clearer operational guideline, and ongoing audit. By ensuring transparency, fairness, and proper compliance, Ar-Rahnu can continue to serve the community as trusted, ethical, and Sharia compliant financing option.
Assalamualaikum, I'm Nur Sarin 312867. Now, I would like to explain the issues of the lack of legal framework and jurisdiction on the governance of Ar-Rahnu. Currently, the Ar-Rahnu scheme faces issues due to the absence of a proper legal framework. The Muassasah Gadaian Islam Terengganu (MGIT) has reported many cases of gold frauds because there is no clear law that regulates how gold should be verified and handled. Unlike conventional pawnbroking, which is protected under the Pawnbrokers Act 1972, Ar-Rahnu is not covered by any specific legislation. This gap in regulation makes it easier for fake gold to enter the system and causes financial losses to the institution. Another major issue in Ar-Rahnu governance is the absence of a clear and structured mechanism to monitor the ownership of each pledged asset. Without a proper system, some institutions face difficulties confirming whether the gold truly belongs to the borrower or was pledged without the real owner's consent. Because there are no official guidelines or comprehensive audit procedures, the risk of accepting fake gold, stolen item, or illegally obtained asset becomes higher. This not only affects the institution's financial safety, but also weakens customer confidence and the overall credibility of the Ar-Rahnu system. Additionally, the monitoring process is not consistent across different Ar-Rahnu providers. Each institution follows its own internal procedures, which leads to uneven practices and makes regulatory supervision more complicated. Therefore, developing a standardized monitoring and audit mechanism supported with Sharia expertise is essential to ensure secure, transparent, and well-regulated transactions throughout Malaysia. Another issue is the diversity of governance structure across Ar-Rahnu institution, which has created confusion in coordinating and regulating the scheme at the national level. Some operators fall under the Ministry of Housing and Local Government, while others are supervised by different agencies, leading to inconsistent practices. Because of the overlap in jurisdiction, the Cabinet once proposed transferring the supervision of Ar-Rahnu to the Ministry of Finance. This suggestion was meant to clearly separate conversion pawnbroking, which remains under Act 81, from Ar-Rahnu, which is not governed by any specific legislation due to the Sharia requirements. However, until today, the appointment of a single regulatory body is still under discussion. Therefore, a thorough study and the development of a dedicated Ar-Rahnu Act are necessary to strengthen public confidence and ensure that governance fully aligns with Sharia principles.
We will be comparing two systems for securing a loan, Islamic Ar-Rahnu and conventional pawnbroking. The core difference lies in their fundamental principles. Ar-Rahnu is a Sharia-based, interest-free system. It is structured on three Islamic contracts. First, Qardul Hasan, which means no interest is charged. Second, Al-Wadi'ah, for secure custodianship of your item. And third, Al-Ujrah, which allows a small, transparent service fee. In contrast, conventional pawnbroking operates as a straightforward loan with interest which contains the element of riba, prohibited in Islam. This leads to a major difference in their cost structure. Ar-Rahnu charge only a small safekeeping fee, while conventional services charge a monthly interest rate which can be high. Their accepted collateral also differs. Ar-Rahnu typically accepts only gold and jewelry, ensuring value stability. Conventional pawn shops accept a wider range of items like electronics and watches. So, the key advantages of Ar-Rahnu are clear. It is free from riba, it is secure and trustworthy, it provides fast access to cash, and it serves as the ethical Sharia-compliant choice for emergency loans.
Ar-Rahnu serves as an easily accessible social finance instrument for community welfare, operating as a microfinance tool to solve short-term cash flow problems and to help reduce poverty rates through responsible lending. The system is crucial for economic empowerment, providing Sharia-compliant capital, which is free from interest, to micro-entrepreneurs, especially for women, enable them to start or expand their business, and it encourages responsible borrowing through clear repayment term and the motivation to redeem the pledged item. Ar-Rahnu is a built upon the principle of flexibility, justice, and trust, and offer varying loan amount, repayment period, and program tailored to the borrower's changing needs. Furthermore, transparent procedure and professional collateral variation are in place to protect the right of both parties, making it a reliable and ethical alternative to conventional power banking.
Next, I will present the section Ar-Rahnu from the Fiqh perspective, including the pillars, condition, and the difference across the four major schools of thought. Ar-Rahnu, or Islamic pawnbroking, is an important Islamic financial instrument that provides immediate liquidity to individuals in Sharia-compliant way. According to article Ar-Rahnu from an Islamic jurisprudential perspective, this mechanism is built on fiqh principles that emphasize justice, clarity of contract, and the protection of both parties involved. In fiqh, the Rahnu contract allows the pledger to obtain a loan while ensuring the pledged item is properly safeguarded and not misused. This shows that Ar-Rahnu is not merely a commercial product, but a mechanism designed to preserve public welfare and uphold the maqasid of Sharia. The classical fiqh discussion highlight the pillars we call arkan and the condition or shurut of Ar-Rahnu. According to Ibn Manzur, a rukun is something without which the contract cannot exist, while a syarat is something that must be present for the contract to be valid. The majority of scholars agree on four pillars, which is 1. The contracting parties, we call the pledger, akid, and the pledgee murtahin. 2nd, the pledged item, marhun, the debt, and the 3rd, the debt or obligation, marhum bi, and the 4th, the offer and acceptance, ijab and kabul. However, the Hanafi school differs, saying that the essential pillars is ijab and kabul, and they accept implicit expression that indicate a clear intention to pledge. For the Maliki and Shafi'i schools, the pillars remain similar, although each provide its own emphasis. Malikis emphasize both parties, the pledged item, the debt, and the sigha. The Shafi'i school state that the contract must involve responsible contracting parties, a known debt, and a clarified identified item. And the Hanbali school does not list the pillars explicitly, but the scholars like Al-Bahuti insist that ijab and kabul must be present, whether explicitly or implicitly. Hanbalis also emphasize 6 core conditions, such as the contracting being immediate, the pledger being legally capable of disposing of the assets, the item being clearly identifiable, and the debt being an actual and obligatory liability. Next, regarding the condition of the contracting parties, all schools agree that the parties must be of sound mind and capable of fulfilling responsibility. The Hanafi schools allows minors and slaves to enter into the contract if authorized by their guardians, as long as they can manage financial affairs. And the Maliki school adds that individuals under legal prohibition, such as someone officially declared bankrupt, cannot execute the contract. The Shafi'i school requires three traits: responsibility, taklif, freedom of will, ikhtiar, and legal capacity to perform a charitable act, ahliyah al-tabarruk. And the Hanbali school accept Muslim and non-Muslim men and women as long as they are capable. However, minors and the mentally incapacitated cannot participate. Regarding the condition of the pledged item, each school provide distinct criteria. Hanafis require the item to be sellable, existent, permissible, identified, and transferable. They even allow non-Muslim to pledge items like alcohol or pork between themselves because it aligns with their legal system. Malikis permit the pledging of mushaf, unread fruits, financial instruments like banknotes, and even borrow or seized item. And the Shafi'i school is stricter. They only accept tangible items that can be sold and reject debts as usufructs and wakaf assets as collateral. And Hanbali accept any item that can be sold except the mushaf and unread fruit. They emphasize that once pledged, the pledgee becomes the trustee and is not liable for damage unless there is negligence. As for the condition of the debt or obligation, Marhun B, all schools agree that a debt must exist or expected to exist. Hanafis allows debts from future obligation as long as they are tied to tangible item, but not in intangible guarantees like profit sharing returns. Malikis accept almost all debts arising from sales except currency exchange and share capital. Shafi'i restrict Ar-Rahnu strictly to real, established debts to ensure clarity and transparency. And Hanbalis provide the broadest view, allowing debts from loans, seized item, rental benefits, and compensation as long as the obligation is real. Finally, the article highlights three major challenges modern Ar-Rahnu. First, inconsistency between institutions due to difference in fiqh interpretation and a lack of standardized guideline. Second, a weak public understanding. Many still perceive Ar-Rahnu is no different from conventional pawnbroking. And third, the need for stronger fiqh literacy among practitioners to ensure every procedure complies with Sharia. Overall, Ar-Rahnu has a strong fiqh foundation, but its effectiveness today depends on how well these challenges are addressed. Strengthening standardization, enhancing public education, and reinforcing Sharia principles are key to maintaining Ar-Rahnu as fair and transparent Islamic financial instrument.
Now, we will discuss the importance of Islamic business and entrepreneurship. First, let's see how honesty and ethical conduct bring barakah or blessing in business. In Islamic business, it's not just about earning profit, but also about earning halal income through honesty and integrity. By being fair, transparent, and trustworthy, businesses build strong relationships with the customers and support long-term sustainability. For example, a trader who maintains quality and fairness even when cost rise gains customer confidence and blessing in their business. Furthermore, a hadith mentioned that honest and trustworthy traders will be with the prophets and martyrs, highlighting the spiritual reward of integrity. Next, Islamic business must be free from prohibited elements. This means avoiding riba, gharar, and haram products, ensuring that business is Sharia compliant, guarantees halal income, and promotes integrity. Fair and transparent practice also help maintain a healthy economic ecosystem. For instance, a halal certified cosmetics seller ensures all ingredients are permissible and advertises product truthfully. By avoiding prohibited elements, entrepreneurs maintain credibility, build customer trust, and receive blessing in their earnings. Then, it is important for entrepreneurs to balance worldly success with their responsibilities to the hereafter. Earning halal income through consistent effort brings blessing in the pace and satisfaction in both dunya and akhirah. Proper financial management helps prevent misuse or accumulation of excess
massive wealth. By combining honesty, diligence, and responsibility, business can achieve a sustainable success that benefits both material life and spiritual obligation. In addition, Islamic entrepreneurship contributes to the Ummah's economic development. Entrepreneurs who practice honesty, fairness, and social responsibility help build trust and credibility in the market. They can also use the mechanism like zakat, charity, and wakaf to support small businesses and community projects. In this way, business activities not only generate profit but also promote sustainable economic growth and benefit to the Ummah collectively. Finally, Islamic entrepreneurs play a key role in ensuring social welfare and community development. They provide employment, education, and skill training to the communities. Social mechanisms like zakat and wakaf reduce inequality and strengthen the community's bond. Charity and ethical business practice purify wealth and increase blessing. Additionally, businesses can introduce innovative solutions to the social issues such as education, health, and poverty. This approach balances profit with the social responsibility, creating benefits for the whole community while maintaining barakah in business.
The government play a key role in strengthening the Ar-Rahnu industry by expanding access to Sharia compliant financing. This includes opening more branches in rural areas so the underserved community can obtain quick and safe financial support. The government should also focus on digitalization by developing an integrated online platform to manage transaction and customer data more efficiently. In addition, standardizing important guidelines such as ujrah charge, financial margin, and repayment period will help to ensure fairness and consistency across all Ar-Rahnu providers. On the other hand, the private sector is responsible for enhancing the overall quality and competitive of the Ar-Rahnu service. And this can be done by upgrading infrastructure and adopting modern systems that can make transaction faster and more convenient for customers. Private organizations should also work together to support the long-term sustainability of the industry. Offering higher or more flexible financial margin can attract more customers, especially who need the immediate cash value, while maintaining transparency and customer trust.
For society, we propose a collective effort built on 5 pillars. First, increase awareness and education. It's crucial that people move beyond just using Ar-Rahnu and truly understand its principles, like Al-Wadi'ah and Card, and how it avoids riba. Sharing positive experience within communities can powerfully spread this knowledge. Second, foster cooperation and support. We should actively assist those in need of quick financing, perhaps by guiding them to Ar-Rahnu and ensuring their pledged items are rightfully owned and fairly valued. Third, practice responsible management. This applies to both sides. Customers must handle pledged items with care, while institutions should maintain clear records of all transactions. Fourth, leverage it for business capital. A key recommendation is to position Ar-Rahnu not just for emergencies but as a viable, Sharia-compliant source of seed capital for small businesses and entrepreneurs. Fifth, uphold monitoring and discipline. Finally, timely repayments and protecting the collateral are essential. This discipline strengthens community trust and upholds the ethical foundation of the system. Together, these actions will help society maximize Ar-Rahnu's benefits while firmly maintaining Sharia compliance and social welfare. Second, for the GLCs and providers, we have 3 strategic recommendations to enhance the service. First, expand service coverage. It is vital to bring Ar-Rahnu beyond urban centers. This means expanding into rural areas, small towns, and even university campuses while simultaneously running campaigns to clearly differentiate it from conventional pawn shops. Second, improve digital and app features. In our digital age, a robust mobile app is no longer a luxury but a necessity. This app should allow users to check their pawn value, balance, and maturity date. Features like notification reminders for due dates and digital queue booking would significantly improve customer convenience and reduce counter congestion. Third, forge strategic collaborations. Finally, GLCs should not operate in silo. Partnering with banks, cooperatives, and Sharia-compliant fintech can expand reach. Collaborating with NGOs and government agencies like Tekun or Mara can help target specific communities. Furthermore, working directly with gold shops can streamline and standardize the gold valuation process, making it faster and more accurate. In conclusion, by implementing these targeted recommendations for both society and service providers, we can ensure that Ar-Rahnu continues to grow as a modern, accessible, and truly ethical financial solution for all.
In conclusion, Ar-Rahnu provides Sharia-compliant, fair and secure short-term financing based on Qardul Hasan, Wadiyat Damana and Hujrah principle, protecting the right of both pledgers and pawnbrokers. Despite its benefits, the system faces challenges such as limited public awareness, Sharia compliance issues, and lack of specific regulation, which can cause procedural inconsistencies and governance issues. On the positive side, Ar-Rahnu supports low-income groups and micro-entrepreneurs with quick, easy, and interest-free financing, helping small businesses grow and improving community welfare. Looking ahead, with continuous improvement and stakeholder support, Ar-Rahnu has the potential to become a dominant and competitive Islamic pawnbroking system that upholds justice and societal well-being.